everyone. It's about, I don't know, 6:20 in the morning. It's 80 degrees in here, going into the high tunnel and do some picking and talk about what's just about coming to the end of its life cycle and what's prospering and what's happening here at the farm. So there's our okra, guys. It is looking gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. We should start seeing some flowers out here real soon and then starting to get a really good okra harvest. Squash and zucchini are starting to peter out, and that's fine because we're going to need this area for our fall gardening, which we are already starting seeds right now, guys, and I'll give you a rundown here in a second and tell you what we're starting right now. These are our cantaloupes. We have gotten some really nice sized cantaloupes out of here, and they still are doing well. You can see there's one coming up there. There's a lot more little ones in there, about ping pong size, maybe baseball size. And look at that beautiful big bumblebee. We've seen a lot of these bumblebees out here. The crepe myrtles are attracting them, and they're coming in here and they're doing a great job at pollinating. Cucumbers are petering out, guys. There's a couple in there we're going to get and finish pickling, and then we're going to have to pull these up out of the ground and get ready for some fall planting in this area as well. So the tomatoes behind me, guys, are struggling in this excessive heat. Greg's going to try to get in here this week and prune them back and see if we can't keep them alive through fall, because last year we were harvesting tomatoes in December right before Christmas, and don't know if we're going to be that successful this year, but we're sure going to try. Our peppers are starting to kick in. Of course, peppers love heat. These are the Serrano peppers, and we will can some of these up. Greg has already made a pepper sauce, and it's in there fermenting. But I'm also going to make that pepper juice that you use on greens with some of these. That's what I did last year, and they were very, very good. So let's look on down the line here and see what we got. We have more Serranos. More Serranos. But here are some poblanos. Not poblanos, but Anaheims. Need to get some of these picked today. And Greg needs to get in here and get some of this weeding done, which he will do. We have some more Anaheims. How's our bells doing in here? Things have really gotten out of control, guys, because of the heat. Trying to get in here and get some of this stuff done. He has spent quite a bit of time on one side of the high tunnel, but now he's got to get in here and spend some time on this side. Bell peppers, again, have been really slow this year. We've had a hard time getting them started. This plant is loaded with Anaheim peppers. Look at that. So getting up early in the morning, guys, is paramount right now to try to get our chores done by 10:30 in the morning. Now, Greg has been getting up much earlier. He's a night owl, and but he's been getting up around 5 o'clock a.m. so he can get things done by 10:30. The heat's just too much. Now, we've not gotten any relief from the heat. It was about 97, I think, yesterday. This morning, it's already 80, 83 degrees. Strong south wind. Fires are still going, and new ones start up every day. So we are continuing our regimen of trying to keep the property watered and safe. And Greg went ahead and tilled up that fire line. Now, all these Serrano peppers that you see behind me, these will produce, guys, right up until your first freeze. And they normally, as the weather gets a little cooler, start spitting out tons of peppers. So not a bad harvest on an early Sunday morning. Now, these are the Anaheim peppers. And guys, you know that hatch green chili time is coming in, and you'll start hearing, especially Central Market here in the area, advertise that it's hatch green chili time. So I did a video on roasting them and preserving them several years back, be sure if you're gonna go get some of those Hatch green chilies, check that out. It's a pretty easy way and it saves them forever in your freezer, or you can can them up. But these are Anaheim peppers. They can up and taste to me the same, but I know that those Hatch green chili people lovers will not agree. They love their Hatch green chilies. Not to say that I might not go pick up some too. Sweet potatoes are looking a little bit better. So they look like they're starting to acclimate. They love heat, guys. Greg needs to do some feeding to them. But again, I'm not sure they like this much heat. So why does my front yard look like a wildflower patch? Let me tell you. So if you look real close in there, guys, you can see some watermelon, some cantaloupes, and some honeydews. And all that other stuff that's growing is not weeds, guys. Not weeds. That, my friends, is buckwheat and oats. And the reason why Greg has done that, this is his second planting, is that soil in the front yard has been terrible soil, terrible. We've not hardly been able to grow anything up there, from shrubs to flowers to trees. Everything has just not prospered in that front yard. So Greg is doing cover crops in there, and he is using the daikon radishes, he is using oats, and he is using buckwheat to try and fortify that soil so that we can start using it to grow things in the spring and the summer. Miss Bear says hi. She doesn't get to play outside very much, guys, because it gets so hot in the afternoon. But anyway, so that's what we're doing with the front yard. It will help your good biologicals, your good bacteria, and your good bugs start to fortify that soil. We don't know how long it's going to take us to get there, but we're going to keep doing it until we start to see things change, and where we can grow things in there pretty easily. That sun, guys, is already blazing hot. You can see it coming up, and it's just now 7:19 in the morning. So here are some of our seed starts. This is the golden acre cabbage. I choose the golden acre cabbage because it takes less time to come to fruition. Greg has his jack-o'-lanterns and his pumpkins in there. He has already planted some in that high tunnel. And then over here we have some cauliflower and some sweet meat melons. So some other things I'll be starting today are broccoli. I'll be starting some more cabbage, but what I won't start yet are my bok choys or my lettuces, because those come to fruition really quick, and we're still just way too hot, guys, here in Texas to start any of those plants. I'm probably going to go ahead and start some celery, and then in the weeks to come, I'll sow some beets in, some turnips, might plant some potatoes today, and let's see, oh, and some carrots. So our root crops are getting real close to needing to be planted. So keep that in mind. If you can keep them damp and moist during this dreadful hot weather here in Texas, it's coming up. So be sure and get your seeds on order if you have not already. So the reason why we're going to grow so many cabbages and so many other varieties is not just for us. We love cabbage. We do so many different things with it. But also, we have started a little community garden here where we live, and we have quite a few customers. We've been enjoying visiting with them, and they are enjoying coming and picking their own vegetables. So we have a little market garden going right now. It's not too big, but we think it's just the right size for us. Had to get out of that sun, guys. So what is the right size garden for you guys? So we've pondered back and forth. You know, we have that very large high tunnel and we have that small high tunnel. And right now, it's just about all that Greg and Pop and I can manage. But we can still get lots of food out of it, and we can still get enough to share with our community and to make a little extra money on the side. And that's what we're going to do. Now, we have that other acre back there, and we've thought about putting another high tunnel. But guys, we just can't do it. We are getting older, and the summers are brutal on us out here. So When choosing the right size farm that you might want to get or start, you want to know what's your purpose. Is it to just feed you and your family? Is it to just can up some canned goods for the year? Is it to sell and make a little extra money? So that's something you need to think about on determining the size of your garden. Now, in the past, our garden was about 1,000 square feet. Right now, we have about 6,000 square feet of growing space. That's a whole lot, guys. That is a whole lot. But with our 1,000 square foot garden, we were able to grow enough to support us and our family. But we want to kind of start to delve in to support our community and be a good source for them to get some fresh vegetables here in our area, and they seem to be enjoying it. I have about 220 people that follow me on Facebook, and they come out and they get to pick their own vegetables. Sometimes we pick it for them. It just depends on them. But so make sure you take into consideration what your goal is on how big of a garden you're going to need. Now, fall gardening is coming up. You can grow tons of things in your fall garden. You can grow broccoli, cauliflower, beets, turnips, lettuces, bok choys, celery, onions. I got to start my onions too. So these are all the things you want to take into consideration. What is your goal? There's lots of good resources out there for you to determine how big of a garden you want, what you can grow in your zone. There's a lot of things that I see where people are planting now, but it doesn't necessarily mean that us in the southern states can plant now. So be sure and pay attention to that. Pay attention to the areas that these folks are in as to whether you can start your fall garden seeds and how big you want to make it. Guys, gardening is not necessarily easy, but it's not necessarily hard or overwhelming, and it brings you so much joy. Believe it or not, the smell of dirt is a natural antidepressant, and here's an example of how much money you can save. Yes, it can be costly starting a garden, but once you get it going and you get your soil ready and prepped, for instance, one tomato seed, one tomato plant can grow you about 30 to 60 pounds of tomatoes. You need to keep that in mind. So the seeds I got this last time was from Everwild Farms, and I also use Baker Heirloom. Their seed packets are anywhere from $3 to $3.50. You get 25, 50, a couple of hundred seeds or 1,000 seeds, depending on what it is. Normally for your beets and turnips, you get quite a few seeds, and your celeries too. But it's getting that time, guys, to start your fall garden. Let's start talking more, but you see what we're starting right now. It's time for me to go get ready for church. You guys take care. Be blessed. Keep us in your prayers for rain and cooler temps and all these fires around us. We love you, and we'll chat soon.